Bostonians need a better place to roller skate, place for innocent recreation. Thought David McKay, so he bought some land to build Highland Rink, his own creation. David McKay was not an engineer, and surely he was no architect, but he designed the building himself and had it built to his own specs. Mr. David McKay had to have his own way. David McKay, he had to have his own way. Then over in Chelsea, a Mr. Freeman and his friend Mr. Edward E. Brown decided to check out McKay's new place. So they took the trolley into town. In 1885, the black man was free. Said so right in the proclamation. But some people in Boston didn't see it like that. Just like so many in the nation. Like Mr. David McKay, who had to have his own way. David McKay, who had to have his own way. So Mr. Edward Brown and Mr. Freeman filed the Highland Rink, wouldn't let them in. And Mr. David McKay told them that it's all, well, it's all because the color of your skin. Mr. Edward Brown, he was a lawyer, and he knew one particular law by heart, and he recited it to Mr. McKay and said, "Sir, I shall take you to court." But McKay was unmoved and stood his ground. He had his own vision of right and wrong. No person of color would stink up his rink. Told Brown and Freeman to move along. 'Cause Mr. David McKay, he had to have his own way. Yeah, Mr. David McKay had to have his own way. When a crowd of citizens filled Roxbury Court, and more were waiting in line, Brown and Freeman testified that McKay had to pay the fine. David McKay, he had to have his own way. Mr. David McKay had to have his own way. And it all came tumbling down. Then a former slave from South Carolina, graduate of Harvard Law, said we can't let this keep happening. Massachusetts needs a stronger law. Another former slave from South Carolina, the only black Massachusetts state rep. Introduced the bill and got it passed, and equality took another step. Now about 2 years later, Boston had a storm, lots of snow and wind. McKay's roof didn't have the proper supports, so his Highland rink, it caved in. The roof and walls came crashing in, as Mr. David McKay had to have his own way. Yeah, Mr. David McKay had to have his own way. It all came tumbling down. Yeah, it all came tumbling down.